Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into an absolutely incredible story of ancestry, one that's been hiding in plain sight. It connects a modern-day cardinal to the kings of old.
You know, a lot of us get curious about where we come from. We start digging through records, trying to piece together our family tree. But imagine, what if those roots didn't just lead you to a different town, but all the way back to a throne?
Well, for Cardinal L. Samantha Wise, that's not a what-if, it's reality. We're about to trace this remarkable, completely unbroken line from the famous kings of Scotland and England right up to today. It's a journey that spans 5 whole centuries, crosses borders, and even changes names. But that chain of descent, it never breaks. So, let's start at the very beginning.
Okay, our story kicks off more than 500 years ago with one of the most famous and, let's be honest, one of the most chaotic royal houses in all of European history. The Stuarts. The Stuarts reigned during a pretty intense time of political and religious turmoil. I mean, we're talking civil wars, executions, revolutions, the whole shebang. They fundamentally shaped the future of Great Britain. And this is the grand stage where our story begins.
So this timeline really lays out the direct royal line. We start with King Charles I, and the line goes straight to his son, King James II. Now, after James was deposed, his son, James Francis, became known as the Old Pretender to the throne. His claim was then passed right down to his own son, the legendary Bonnie Prince Charlie. See that? It's a direct father-to-son line of kings and claimants, and that is absolutely crucial for our story.
But you might be wondering, how does a royal line like that connect to a family today? Well, the path doesn't just vanish into thin air. It winds its way through the powerful noble houses of England, carrying that royal bloodline forward.
The key connection to the Stuarts comes through Sir Henry Wentworth, who was a baron back in the 15th century. His family is basically the bridge that connects the highest level of royalty to the landed gentry.
And here you can see that path really clearly. The legacy passes from Sir Henry, the baron, to his daughter, Elizabeth Marjorie Wentworth. She then passes it on to her son, Sir Thomas Darcy. And he was a big deal, a Knight of the Order of the Garter, which is England's highest honor. So at this point, the line is strong, it's well documented, and it's still very much inside the English nobility.
Okay, now we're getting to a really pivotal moment in the story. This is the point where the name, the status, and even the nation of this family line is about to change dramatically.
And that's exactly what happens here. The son of that powerful English noble, Sir Thomas Darcy, becomes Joan Lowry, or Laurie, and he begins the Scottish branch of the family. Now, we don't have records to tell us the exact why for this change, but it really wasn't uncommon for younger sons of nobility to go seek their fortunes elsewhere, sometimes even adopting a new name to fit into their new society. This is the moment this grand English noble line becomes a Scottish family, basically hiding its royal roots under a brand new name. This slide just perfectly highlights that contrast. On one side, you've got Sir Thomas Darcy, powerful English nobleman, Knight of the Garter. On the other side, his son, John Lowry, now set up in Scotland. In one single generational leap, the lineage crosses the border and takes on a new family name. It's a huge shift in its destiny. So for the next 250 years, the family line carries on in Scotland. And while the fancy titles of Baron and Knight are gone, that ancestral legacy, well, that's passed down faithfully from one generation to the next.
This journey through time just keeps going. You can literally trace the flow from Robert Lowry, who is Johnny's son, all the way down 9 direct generations to Robert Beveridge in the 1800s. And you'll notice, the family name changes through marriage. You see Lowry become Reed, then Mackey, then Wilson, and finally Beveridge. But that direct parent-to-child connection, that remains totally unbroken.
All right, now we're following the final steps of this incredible journey. After centuries in Scotland, the lineage is about to make its final turn, leading us right to the family we know today.
So we pick up the thread with Isabella Beveridge, who was born right in the middle of the 19th century. And Isabella's daughter, Catherine Harrower, she carries that ancestral line into the 20th century. Now, it's through her son that the family name we've been tracking is going to make its final change, becoming the Wyse surname. And there it is. Catherine's son, John Harrower Wyse, establishes the modern family name.
The line continues directly to his son, Robert King Beveridge Wyse, born in 1933. We are now smack in the middle of the 20th century, at the very last link before our destination. Robert is the inheritor of this centuries-old legacy, and he is the father of Cardinal Wyse.
And so after 5 centuries, 20 generations, and a journey from the actual thrones of England and Scotland through noble houses and Scottish families, the direct line from the House of Stuart leads to Her Eminence Cardinal L. Samantha Wise.
This incredible, fully documented story really shows us that history isn't just something you read about in books. It's a living legacy that flows through our own families. It really makes you wonder, doesn't it? What secrets might you uncover?